just wanna have some fun. One bad man, yeah. One bad man.
3, 2, 1. We're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Welcome everyone to the first annual We Want Left 4 Dead 2 HD marathon. Big shout outs to NASA letting us host a marathon on their channel. We're really trying to raise awareness about the HD remake that the Left 4 Dead 2 community has been wanting for years, and I think this is the best way that we can kind of show Valve how everyone can band together and really just express our common interest of getting an HD remake of a really great game. To kick off the marathon, we've got aeiou bringing in old school RuneScape. It's going to be a great marathon, and I'm looking forward to everyone. And we got a lot of runs coming in from a lot of different games. It's going to be a really good time. So thank you for tuning in. Big shout outs to aeiou for kicking us off right with some good old-fashioned gameplay. So I'm going to give it over to you guys.
Excellent. Hey everyone, my name's aeiou, A-E-I-O-U, and I'm joined here on the couch by a couple of other lovely old school RuneScape runners. If you guys want to sound off.
I'm Muffin.
I'm Uno.
I'm Mayflower.
And we got a whole rowdy crew, and we're going to show you what it's like to completely destroy the free-to-play Iron Man content in RuneScape. So first thing I'm going to do is make myself a display name. We want Left 4 Dead 2 HD. And it's available. Look at that. So this run officially starts when we hit accept on the character creator here. So I'm going to get into it, and then as I get through Tutorial Island, I'm going to have my couch kind of explain what the run's all about and what the restrictions are. So I'm going to jump into it in 3, 2, 1, I'm in.
So the account is an Iron Man. That means we can't trade or use the Grand Exchange. All items we obtain ourselves from scratch. This is important because in non-Iron Man runs, you just sort of trade over all the other items, and that's not as fun for us.
Alright, so if you watch the last run, this first segment here is already going to look different. That's because when Jagex released Old School Mobile, they overhauled Tutorial Island a little bit. So when we cook our first shrimp here, we're actually not going to burn it, which might be easy escape depending on who you ask.
There's actually a glitch here that can be used to skip the wood cutting portion if you have a fire already lit and attempt to cook the shrimps immediately. And I'm calling that shrimp skip now and forever.
That's a good name, that'll stick.
Yeah, so an important distinction there is that this is a no multi-logging run on top of it being no Iron Man, or on top of it being an Iron Man run, so we can't get help from anyone else.
So if you remember your first time playing through this game, you probably remember the toils of Tutorial Island, maybe it taking half an hour to an hour. We're going to get through in under 5 minutes.
I actually remember recommending one of my friends this game, and he had to call me on the phone, and I needed to explain to him how to cast Water Strike on a chicken. And I spent at least 5 minutes teaching him how to open the spellbook.
Hey, even if you watch the Game Grumps Let's Play of this, they got lost on this tutorial.
It's one of the oldest parts of the game because the game's pretty much always had a tutorial. So a lot of it's coded not like the mainland, which makes it janky and full of bugs, but it's part of the run and we love it.
One actually very fun bit of jankiness here is we smith a bronze dagger right now, and if we drop the bronze dagger, another one will appear in our inventory when we need one later in the tutorial.
Yeah, who needs it? I'll just get rid of it.
So you're seeing aeiou dropping all his stuff. This is to conserve run energy, which is very useful throughout the run, let alone Tutorial Island.
So these wraps are the heavy RNG section at the start of the run, and we just literally got perfect RNG, which is very rare. Let's see if we can get perfect RNG on the section where we have to kill this second rat.
Yeah, if you get bad hits here, you can lose up to 30 seconds, like right at the start of the run.
Oh my god, this RNG is pretty dang good. I've never had rats that fast in my life.
So coming up here, he's going to do something called pull booth skip. Basically, he's just going to skip the interface that brings up the pull booth and all the questions that it has, which you just did. So pretty simple. Just click on the door once before the interface pops up. That financial tutors, he has a bit more dialogue that updated with the mobile launch, but a lot of other things were changed with Tutorial Island, so overall it changed for the better, even though that NPC has more dialogue. So.
Yeah, it ended up kind of balancing out the time. We didn't get a time save with the update, not a big one at least, so it kind of balanced everything out.
I mean, the mobile update kind of took Tutorial Island down an entire minute, but the update before that is what we're talking about here.
No one look at my bank pin, it's super secret.
Yeah, here we just enter a random bank pin. We're never actually going to have to enter this again, but you actually need a bank pin to become an Iron Man.
I like to call it the first boss of the run, because remembering the 4 numbers you enter can be quite a challenge.
Yeah, especially if you're going fast.
I've had a run where I forgot my bank pin, but then realized that I could just talk to a banker and cancel my bank pin to access my bank.
Yeah,
and I immediately saved.
They make you set one, but then they're like, okay, yeah, you can just get rid of it, that's fine.
So we just got off Tutorial Island, as you see. We get a bunch of items in our inventory. Most of them are not going to be useful to us, so we're going to drop some and we're going to sell some. We're also going to start a quest here, the Restless Ghost, and we're also going to start a new quest up here, X Marks the Spot, which is a very quick quest that was just added to the run about a month ago.
Yeah, it's not often they add free-to-play quests to the game, so the run does not change very often since it's all free-to-play. It was kind of a amazing routing experience getting to see a brand new quest get folded into the route.
In the past, Jagex has released a few free-to-play quests that we could have potentially put into the run, but just ultimately weren't worth it. They were Corsair Curse, which we couldn't put into the run because it requires you not to be afraid of ogres, and Muffin is terrified of ogres.
Yes,
and we can't have
we did
that.
it for me.
It also is a really difficult quest to do on this type of account. And there's also Miss Thalen Mystery, which takes like 15 minutes or so, and we can't spend 15 minutes on a quest point because that's slower than our slowest one.
Alright, so we're grabbing a bunch of items here, setting up for later quests. That's the theme of the run. Do as many quests as you can at the same time as possible.
Speaking of theme of the run, can I get a shout out for Flute Salad? Best track in the game.
Oh.
And I know that's fighting
and
words.
Sea Shanty 2?
I know, like, Sea Shanty 2 is the classic, but Flute Salad, man.
My favorite RuneScape soundtrack is probably Attack 2. I just have really good memories of going to fight Elvarg, watching some dude way higher level than me run in and die in one hit because he didn't have his anti-dragon shield, and then picking his stuff up.
Yeah, so on Elvarg, we're not actually going to be killing Elvarg this run. We're just trying to get into the Champions Guild, which takes 32 quest points. If we were trying to do Dragon Slayer, you could expect to sit here for about another 5 hours at least, because the quest is just that long on an Iron Man.
And about 4 of those hours would be spent training smithing in the wilderness, because that's the most efficient way that we found so far.
I was going to say fish food, boyo.
Yeah, let's not forget our fish food for this quest. So this is our spooky quest. You might remember it from the last marathon being sort of near the end, or at least towards the middle. Now it's moved right to the front.
Yeah, this is a good quest to do early because doesn't require any items and gives you a nice bit of starting gold.
We're gonna be just legging it around this mansion, picking up a bunch of machine parts for the scientist on the top floor. He technically hasn't asked us to get them yet, but that's just a classic example of this run and how the sequence is kind of out of order.
The lore for the quest is, of course, Veronica says, "Hey, find my fiance Ernest." And then you go talk to the scientist and he says, "Ernest is a chicken. Fix my machine, fool." But in this, we just sort of do the quest and get the machine parts, and he says, "I need these things," and then you hand them to him.
If any OSRS runner doesn't know this pattern or puzzle by now, I mean, it's kind of a gimme.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the route notes right now and doing it off that at all.
It's pretty.
Ab dab feck.
Bad dab bad CE. So a cool part of this new route.
Did someone
is...
say dab?
No, no one said dab, Muffin. A cool part of this route is we light this fire here because we need the ashes from it while we're doing this puzzle to sort of multitask.
Yeah, you could definitely call that a cool part.
I take what I have. We have a vampire boss fight and a demon boss fight. I can make it sound cool.
Yeah.
A shout out to how we just lost like 20 seconds to lighting that fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout outs to RNG.
If you like RNG in a run, this is the one run for you, I tell you.
One of the biggest struggles in the past has actually been routing when we can light a fire to get ashes, because we need ashes for a quest, and the only way to get ashes in a non-multi-log run is to light a fire and wait for it, and just lighting the fire and standing around isn't efficient at all, but this allows us to zero time waiting for the fire.
Yeah, it's a really clever integration into the run. Don't mind me as I go through that door twice.
Yeah, that door is just... This run has also gone through like so many reroutes, so yeah. The fire has moved a lot of places, like we're down to a 1 hour and 12-minute world record when the original run was about 2 hours and 30 minutes. So
Just insane how far it's come.
it's definitely come pretty far away.
Look at that perfect timing on the ashes. Lost like 2 ticks.
Yeah, so this current route was created by Decon. He's the second place runner right now, and none of us actually know who he is. He just kind of came out of nowhere and got a time like 4 minutes faster than the rest of us with a mild reroute, and so now we just use that route.
I'm gonna correct you there as Chrisette or Crosset.
Oh, that is. Oh yeah, it was Crosset. Yeah.
It was Crosset.
It's the
Decon
third
came
place
in
time.
after. Yeah.
Now, Muffin,
I've had
you didn't say who had the world record in this category. Who has the world record in this category?
It's some guy goes by Muffan6.
Bad
He's in
runner.
chat, I think.
Terrible runner.
Oh.
I've actually had Decon on my friends list for a while. I knew him from a Runescape Speedrunners Discord.
It's the true
I was gonna
legends
say,
who just drop in and innovate and leave a run and don't say anything.
Yeah. That happens a bit. So coincidentally, we do need a cabbage later in the run for Black Knight's Fortress, but we can't get one of these cabbages because that's actually what you need, or the witches need. For
It's
the
literally
invincibility potion.
the one cabbage in the game that we can't pick up for the quest later.
And actually, if you compare that cabbage and a different cabbage, they're literally 2 different items. I believe the Draenor cabbage is a bit darker in color. I think it also gives like a 1+ defense boost.
It does. It's a funky magical cabbage.
So yeah, we've been all around the mansion now. We got pretty much all the items that we need. We just need this rubber tube here, and then we can help Professor Odenstein fix up his machine and get Ernest back into working shape. There's Ernest right there. He's a chicken. Hence
So a
the
good
plus
RNG
name.
would have been if the professor would have been standing outside that door. I'm not sure what exactly causes him to go out there, but I assume it's just because of other players and whatnot.
Well, it can often feel like you'd live and die by the RNG in this run. A lot of it really is skill intensive. It's a very high action per minute run. You're constantly clicking and doing something.
It's also kind of like Pokemon in the sense that if you mess something up, you can always have like on-the-fly backup strats.
Oh, for sure.
That's a pretty nifty part about it.
So here we actually teleport to Clan Wars after that quest. That's so that we can go through this white portal here, which restores our run energy.
Yeah, we try to utilize the home teleport and the Clan Wars teleport as much as we can, along with something that'll come along later, death warping and PvP worlds, but that'll be later.
Yeah, anything to restore run energy in this run tends to be incredibly worth it, since it's just so slow to run around in free-to-play without the agility skill.
So we're just going over to, I always forget this guy's name. It's not Father Eric, it's Father something. Ernie, there we go.
Yeah, Ernie, sure.
Wait, how'd you pronounce it?
Ernie, isn't it? Or Ernie?
I don't know. I guess the H is
Ernhe?
there, but is the H silent?
It's a weird
Pretty sure
name.
it's Ernie.
We'll call him Ernie. That's fine.
I always called it Ernie. What, Muffin, did you have a name that you called him?
Ernie.
Ernie? Looks like Ernhe. I don't know.
The N is after the H, so.
The discourse is real.
I'm going to look up the pronunciation guide.
Thank you.
I was gonna say we need one of those JMod videos where they pronounce super ambiguous words.
Yeah, this game is no shortage of them.
He's not on the pronunciation guide. He's not on the guide. We can't ever know how to say him.
How do you guys pronounce the city where you get the Achievement Diary cape?
Wait, what? The Achievement Diary cape? That's
You
so
mean-
confusing.
You
Are
mean
you
Ardone? Ardone.
I was
Ardoin?
gonna say the
Ardouin?
Diary cape is to the west of, or south of.
No, he means the cape, the other cape.
Yeah.
The Ardone cape.
Ardoing?
It's Ardoing.
Ardoing?
Okay. I've always called it, don't make fun of me, I called it Ardor Rogue, just because that's how I saw it as a kid. So I've never stopped calling it that. And
It's
I
kinda-
mean, it's Ardor Rogue.
Yeah, Artie just makes it easy.
Yeah.
That'll work.
I called it Dog Door for some time because of some post on the RuneScape forums. And then there's also Arganug, if anyone knows where that comes from.
Is that a friend? Or Jed?
That's Ice
don't know.
Poseidon.
Oh.
I was going to guess Soup because he says a lot of really dumb stuff.
So, Pirate Redbeard kind of moved up a little bit because Veos, however you want to call it, his
This dude
boat's
here.
down there, kind of replaced Corsair Cove's position. So, just a nifty change, I suppose.
Sea Shanty 2 coming in, by the way. We'll come back to that in a bit.
So Redbeard Frank there just sent us on a mission to the far-off island of Karamja, which takes about 5 seconds to get to by boat, to smuggle some Karamja rum off the island. How will our genius do it?
I think I can think of something.
The smuggling's not really honest work. I think you should just get a job at like a banana plantation or something.
Real talk,
I
did you
mean-
guys see that YouTube video where the guy picked bananas for 8 hours? That was a
I
work
did
of
not.
art.
No. But I mean, I experienced your bingo run, so that
Oh
was
yeah.
something. Yeah.
So if you're watching this, you might remember picking bananas on this plantation as a way to make some money. A whole like 10 GP for every 10 bananas. What a deal! It's
30 GP, so you can get on and off the island. Thank you.
Oh yeah, 30 GP. Oh my, what a cash flow! You're gonna be making too much money.
Yeah, no, I don't know why it's not
per
cashed yet.
banana.
3 GP per banana. Probably selling the GE for more than that.
I mean, a twisted bow spawn's like nothing compared to this.
Oh, here it is. I was wondering how long it would take for that to come up.
Yep. I mean, that's the OSRS community though. You gotta be with the memes.
Yeah, it's
You
the
gotta
drama of the week.
I'm so glad that I just happened to log in and do stuff after the rollback because I got a Sire Bludgeon piece like on that day, and I would have been upset.
Some guy lost his KBD pet, so that would not have been a happy day.
There was actually an Iron Man who died at Sarah, recovered his items, and logged off, and then they rolled back to like 20 minutes before he recovered his items, which caused him to lose a Zamorakian Hasta and a lot of other like difficult to get Iron Man stuff.
Oh,
I think I
that's
saw that
savage.
Reddit post. Yeah.
All right, so this time, this guy actually managed to remember to ship his
Okay.
grams of rum off the
Okay.
island.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
you
I
mean
was
you only
like,
got that banana plantation job to like smuggle the rum? It wasn't a real job?
It was a front, and this time I even.
All right,
remembered
you
put
need
the
to get
rum in the
another
crate.
job. How about at this food store?
Yeah. Oh, great transition.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Wait, are you just using to smuggle rum again?
I mean, that's where the bananas end up.
I'm appalled.
Got good luck there getting pots of flour from the store. It is very often bought out. Very popular item.
Very popular by completely legitimate players.
Yes, entirely, I'm sure, as we'll come across many in this run.
I've actually had a lot of interesting bot experiences while running this category, even though I've only completed one run. But I remember one time the death runes were all in stock at the magic shop, but there was like 5 bots picking cabbages in the Falador cabbage field.
Clearly the more important resource.
bots are weird.
I've actually run into a player who picked up the egg in the chicken pen and then dropped it so that when I came by I could not pick it up because I am an Iron Man.
Brutal.
Nice. It's somebody that is actually watching your stream and just decided to troll you. That's like 1000 IQ.
Gonna beat out Swift Jesus here for this Eye of Newt.
Okay, so if you didn't notice or know by now, this is a multiplayer game, and as such we are doing this run on live servers. Take of that what you will.
Man, we just missed the second playthrough of Sea Shanty 2. Only got it once. What a shame.
I was like, we'll come back one more time for what? X marks the spot?
Yeah, true. And by runes.
Oh,
Even.
runes, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess port, serum, teleport as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back. So we're gonna try and burn this raw meat here. If we don't, we get level 2 cooking like a boss.
GZ in the chat, lads, for level 2 cooking.
Totally not intentional, but it works. As a kid, I didn't know that you could burn meat. So I was like trying to my heart out just to burn the meat at like level 20 cooking.
And the ironic thing is the higher cooking level, the harder it is to burn.
Right.
So here we're doing the Witch's Potion quest. She just wants a couple of things to put in her potion. It's pretty simple. We gotta kill this rat to get its tail. And then once we complete it, we will get level 4 magic, which will be very helpful in killing some bosses later.
I'm surprised you killed that rat as fast as you did.
Yeah, I'm
sometimes
getting
that rat-
like reverse marathon luck here. Between that and the other rat, I've never had rats that good in my life. Like the next
So
thing
magic's
I know,
pretty much our mainstay, or like way of attacking. So getting magic experience is pretty useful and important throughout the run.
yeah, the early game melee speed is just abysmal, so you can't really kill anything. So we end up relying a lot on magic. Looks like we got some champions camping
Cool
these
thing about that
rocks.
quest. One cool thing about Witch's Potion is that you complete that quest by drinking from a cauldron, and it's a really good reminder for everyone to stay hydrated.
Thank you, very important.
Yep, good point.
Take a quick sippy.
So you saw aeiou swap to a PvP world. Free-to-play worlds do have a lot of bots or illegit, like non-players. So PvP worlds are kind of our workaround around that. So
And that's
you'll
the
find
last
that
dangerous
bots don't
time
do
I
it.
swapped to a PvP world, so all you people starting up your free-to-play PK accounts can go bite it.
Fast copper. I feel like I never have copper that fast. I don't know why. Copper just takes the longest.
Honestly, I'm like,
It's always the last ore.
I'm well on my way to PBing this run right now, because I haven't gotten a PB the past week, so I haven't finished a run. I've just been setting up accounts.
World Rookie incoming.
That I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, no. It's been a while since I watched Muffin's run, but I think he had pretty good RNG throughout the entire run.
Yeah, it's scary
I
good,
mean-
honestly.
I also have like a 3-minute and 50-second tutorial island. So
Yeah, which,
Yeah.
that's just crazy good.
I don't think anybody but you like grinds out runs like that. Or at least not Sea Guild runs, like trying to get like sub 4 tutorial islands. Like just to do a run.
Yeah, but for an optimized run, it's what you need.
I mean, yeah. No kidding.
Because why would you throw away 1 whole minute in the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
CO Sasquatch here, out here trying to get it. This is actually a very important part of the run, and you'll see later on that CO Sasquatch actually does manage to get it later on.
Nice.
Out here trying to get it. We just...
I'm actually surprised that Falador is as popular, or as I guess, lively as it is.
Yeah, it's surprisingly populated. You usually see that in Varrock or Lumbridge, but
Yeah, Varrock is usually.
even Falador's popping tonight. Friday night, I guess. Got that Friday night grind going.
That's true.
Absolute champion.
So, we're going over to Wyson the Farmer, just to buy some woad, or wood, however you want to say it, leaves. This is used for dyes later on. I don't think we have any glitches per se. Just looking at the chat, yeah. The closest thing we have to like glitches are skips, and a lot of these skips are like just unintended like sequence breaks or
yeah.
something.
Since it's a live MMO, they really patch out anything that would be a glitch, but like sequence breaky stuff, like we'd skip something that's supposed to be a boss. That's about it.
Well, and Prince Ollie's Rescue.
Yeah, true.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That's pretty broken in general, in terms of
Like-
how it's routed.
Yep, the good old classic. Remind me of all the members only quality stuff.
This thing I could
So you
have.
see we hop to a PvP world again, and we're in multi-combat, but we just want to death warp as quickly as possible, and then use the PvP world bank chest inside of the Lumbridge Castle courtyard. So if someone wants to PK us at this time, it helps the run. Joke's on you.
Yeah, so yeah, Crossette's basically his route with this new route utilizes a lot of death warps and a lot of using the PvP world bank chest. So
Ooh.
that's one of the things that saves a lot of time throughout the run.
Accidentally hard logged.
Okay.
Jump back in.
Are you gonna have to remember your pin?
No, because I deleted it because I'm a smart, safe boy.
Good.
Got it on lock.
So here's actually the first location for the new quest, X marks the spot. We don't actually need the previous clue step to dig in each location, but it's pretty quick because it's just 4 dig spots and a talk.
Yeah, it's yet another quest in free-to-play that sort of go around the free-to-play map and do things in areas to introduce you to it.
Yeah, to answer the question in chat, if the game has randomized gear, we basically don't use gear for any of the fights. We're going to be fighting Count Draenor and Delrith, but we're going to have essentially no gear on while we do those. So the fights can be very slow, but we safe spot Count Draenor, and Delrith is just a pain no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, the safe spot is safe spotting Count Draenor, something that Crisette's route introduced to us. Since this run's been a thing since like January of 2016, 2017, we didn't know that was a thing. So being able to safe spot Count Draenor is definitely a really good thing to know.
Yeah, and that's a boss that's been in the game since like 2004, 2005, and until then no one knew there was a way to safely beat it.
I haven't even got it.
To also answer the question, are other players a factor? There's what, 2 types of RNG? Well, there's player RNG. Basically, players can pick those red berries, for example. So that's one way they can affect the run. They can also buy out like item stocks. I mean, there's plenty of ways that other players can affect this run.
Yeah,
You'll run into a new instance of players messing with your route every single run, just because of how many players are actually on free-to-play worlds and how many weird things people do.
Things you would never think someone else would do. There'll just be a bunch of people camping that throws off the run. But that's what makes it different.
Don't you love it when NPCs just walk away from you when you try to talk to them?
Yeah, you both just slowly walking at the same speed in the same direction.
Tell us the best player interface or interference stories. Oh lord.
Someone has gotten PK'd during a run. That's happened.
That's a thing.
Was that Flower, I think? Or was that...
I think...
No.
Muffin?
Alright,
Was
what
that Muffin?
happened was
Okay,
during
there it is.
Chickens during Chickens, when we were doing a race that I ultimately forfeited because of some weird reason, I was doing Chickens and I decided that for my last bone I would PK a bot, and I successfully PK'd the bot.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Ultimate style. My favorite theory route for this game, because we need 25 bones for it, was setting up 25 alt accounts and just having them all die in a row so you could quickly pick up the bones. That was never something that really panned out.
Sadly, that's actually patched now. Iron Man can't pick up other people's bones.
Is it? Did not know that.
I don't think anyone's going to miss the opportunity to have to multi-log 25 accounts and walk all of them to the same spot and kill them in a convenient way.
I think Phantasm is literally the only runner that did it. So yeah.
He actually did it?
I think so. His run or time is still on the leaderboard. I don't know if the VOD is still up.
Managing 25 alt accounts during a run.
He was the main conspirer or leader for multi-log runs to begin. So, yeah, he hasn't been around for a few years.
Another time during a run, we found players real-world trading in the basement of Draenor Manor, and Uno, didn't you actually go and intercept them?
I tried to, yeah.
So
I don't think I did successfully because they found out. So
you
yeah,
just
if anybody, yeah,
you
it's
just
crazy.
find spots where people are real-world trading, I guess.
Shoutouts to Tedious's video on that on YouTube.
That's a great video.
That's a good video.
So coming up is a short cutscene that we're going to need to remember the incantation from. So in proper old school style, I'm going to take a screenshot and post it in Paint. But feel free to follow along in chat if you want to remember this incantation.
Yeah, chat, it's on you. You gotta remind us.
There it is. 3, 2, 1, it's gone.
Aber, Gab, Car, Perch, Cam.
So just a quick recap of what we've been doing here. There's like 5 quests that have stuff to do with Varrock. So we walked in, we got the stake from Dr. Harlow, which is used for Vampire Slayer. We unlocked the treasure chest up there, which gives us a map to the final location for Pirate's Treasure. We talked to Juliet and Romeo to start Romeo and Juliet. And we talked to the Gypsy to start Demon Slayer. And now we'll continue the Demon Slayer line right here.
Yeah, at one point we like routed out all the fastest way to do the like 12, 13 random things you need to do in Varrock, and it's just a spider web back and forth.
Buffin created a beautiful map for us in MS Paint with a bunch of colorful lines explaining what to do.
Yeah, no judging Muffin's paint skills.
It's still the route we used today, so I can't hard judge it.
Muffin was working on a pathfinder.
Allegedly people learn the route not by following the map, but by actually watching other people's runs. Because I've been told that somebody couldn't even understand it with a PhD in cartography.
I'd believe it.
I made that up.
Oh.
Now, Flower, you're running something later tonight, right?
Robot wants kitty, any percent.
Any percent. Nice. Never heard of it.
It's a beautiful little game about a robot who wants a kitty.
The epitome, like, what a great game. Yep. I've actually, you've streamed it a couple times. I've tuned in like maybe once or twice. It's pretty unique.
Sounds interesting.
It's actually getting a remake that is going to. The Steam store page says it'll be released last year in December-ish, but it's still in development because of time.
Did we ever time this? Is going through the, I guess the route that aeiou just took, is that faster than going
The
through
courtyard's
middle way?
faster. We had this argument last time.
Is the courtyard faster, though?
The courtyard is faster.
It's the...
Okay, I mean, I wasn't gonna throw aeiou under the bus, but you know.
I mean, if I'm not wrong, there's no bus for me to be under.
You're not wrong, there's no buses in RuneScape, so... No, I think because there's less doors to open, right?
But you don't lose
the
time
courtyard?
opening doors.
Do you not?
Not if
You lose time on the king's doors because there's an instance there sometimes. So like your character auto walks through the door.
You lose time if you're not playing perfectly, but if you're flawless, then I don't see what the problem is going through that way. Right? Right?
We'll talk off stream.
Oh man. Get the angry talk from Dad later tonight. Speaking of which, I had the pleasure of having a phone call with my mom 2 nights ago, and she asked what I was doing Friday night. Just, looking out for her son. And I had to explain to her what speedrunning was and have her remember RuneScape from me playing it in middle school. So that was a trip.
That's amazing, actually. Trying to explain to your parents, guys, I'm just trying to speedrun.
She actually remembered RuneScape, probably because I was making payments on her credit card back in the day. So
yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good memory for, what, 13 years ago?
Honestly, yeah.
Roughly.
So, surprising, the holder of the keys of the legendary sword Silverlight is an absolute klutz and dropped his key down the drain. So that's what we just got there. After washing it through the drain, we had to go down to the sewers with those disgusting rats. And we got our key. And we also got our second key by talking to Captain Rovin and convincing him to give it to us.
Keys are super unbalanced. 2 out of 3 of them take like 2 minutes to get, and the third one takes probably a total of 10 or 15 minutes.
The way we socially engineer Captain Robin to give it to us is basically by saying, yes, Sir Pryson is an idiot. Give me the key. And he says, okay.
RS Quest in a nutshell.
It's also the longest chain of dialogue in the whole run. A mini-boss in of itself to get all the dialogue choices right.
Oh, yeah.
If you're
Is
going to
Romeo
make-
longer?
You have more inputs on Sir Roven for sure. Romeo going on forever might be more boxes.
I was gonna say, yeah, in terms of input, I think it's Roven and Lady Collie, the Prince Ollie's rescue.
Lady
Yeah,
Collie
Kelly.
does, yeah. She goes on a while.
If we were once again going to compare this run to a Pokemon speedrun, we could say that talking to him right there to get the key is sort of like doing the menu after you obtain the Fly HM in Pokemon Red.
Mm.
Nice. So we're kind of, you might have noticed, we've been in Varrock for like a good while. The reroute actually completes Romeo and Juliet. Like, we start it and complete it in the same segment, pretty much. So that's what we're going to do here. And this is set up so that we can do Black Knight's Fortress earlier than we normally do it. Black Knight's Fortress just gives a hefty sum of gold, which is pretty useful.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
something we haven't mentioned is we've routed out the stronghold of security at this point. We no longer need the massive 1k we get from that. We just sort of make do being a poor noob for a while and then get the money from Black Knight's Fortress.
Yeah, screw Authenticator. I don't know if anybody else really
Oh
wants
boy,
it.
yeah, having to set up a new authenticator every single run account is not something I miss.
Also, we found out during the bingo that you have to have a name to set up the authenticator.
Yeah, it
and you
works a
can't
little
have
janky
name.
now that the name entry's in the
Yeah.
game. It doesn't let you set it up until you're in the game and have made a name.
Right. Yeah, so hopefully we don't have to go back to that kind of route.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is a lot of extra time just to get 1k from the stronghold at the start. So, realistically, it probably won't get back into the run unless something major changes.
I mean, the moment we say those kinds of words is when a reroute happens.
Oh yeah, and then they
everything
release a new
changes.
free-to-play quest and everything changes.
Oh yeah. I like how you instinctually clicked in the general store, assuming that he was in the
You
general
saw
store.
that. Yeah. My boy Romeo likes to wander. Oh no, Juliet's pretending to be dead. Romeo's gonna be so sad. Oh, it's Juliet's cousin. That'll take care of that.
This is another thing I'm curious. Is it faster to go to the Varrock Palace to Death Warp, or is it faster to go south like you're doing?
Probably the palace. I'm just being super safe. Since we're going
Honestly,
into
I
PvP.
think Dark Wizards are the fastest.
What do you
Because the
think?
cards only hit like 2.
If you snag a level 20, you're probably right. Like, yeah.
All right. It's like any time now. I'd like to die. Just
Please.
let me die, guards.
It's really painful when you're running with splits and your split is right at this depth and you just get to watch your time melt away as the
pain.
guard fails to kill you. Some beautiful banking right there. Just get out a bunch of random items we collected earlier, make them into die.
Gonna be digging for the next step of X marks the spot. Just know where it is. I'm that good.
I still haven't done a run with X marks the spot.
I don't know if
I feel like it'd be.
I don't know if it's mental, but
decently-
it seems to make the route a lot more easy and consistent.
It doesn't look too hard to incorporate or to remember.
No, not at all. The next digging spot's the hardest, but if you set some like mental markers for yourself, it's not so bad.
Is it exact or is it like a 3x3?
Exact, unfortunately, which is rare. They're usually 3x3s where you can dig.
Is it really exact?
To my knowledge, yeah.
All right. So coming up, this is the one major like skip that we can actually call a skip. It's a sequence break founded by Muffin, accidentally. So you don't even need to start Prince Ollie's rescue, but we can just grab the key mold here without starting the quest.
An item specific to that quest that is only really for that quest, and we can just grab it before we start the quest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that saves a trip to Alcaharid later, so that saves over a minute in the run, likely.
Another word. You said Alcaharid? Is it Alcarid?
I said Alcaharid, yes.
Okay.
It's probably Alcarid.
You know.
It's
Not to be
absolutely
that guy.
A regional
like,
dialect.
Alfred.
Load up on dyes from Aggie here.
Have either of you guys, or I guess the three of us, four of us, have you guys ever ate an onion at that part?
I have ate an onion at that part when I was, I think I was 90 seconds ahead of my PB-ish.
The joys of speedrunning old school. Just stare Aggie in the eyes and eat the onion instead of handing it to her.
So I didn't really read the news post, but beginner clues for free-to-play, if that becomes a thing,
Yeah.
is that like an automatic
At the end
beginner
of
clue?
this quest here, like right where I am, in a couple months, we're just gonna get a free beginner clue. Clue scrolls being one of the most like interesting part of old school RuneScape, certainly one of my favorites. It's just a series of puzzles or treasure clues that lead you towards a reward. And very soon they're releasing them in the free-to-play version of the game, which happens to be the version of the game that we speedrun in. So we're going to get a free clue to start a treasure trail from
The
that
thing has
quest.
to pass a poll first.
True, it does have to pass a poll, which does not always happen.
So we did get an XP lamp from X marks the spot. We spent that on magic. As I pointed out earlier, magic's very important, and it's pretty much our main damage source. So we just went ahead and spent it on magic.
Yeah, that means that we'll be able to cast Water Strike without even boosting with a Wizard Mind Bomb later, which saves us from ever having to buy beers at all.
I was gonna say free to play polling. I'm not sure if beginner clues would pass. Maybe they will. The things that pass for free to play are mainly the quests so far.
Stuff like free-to-play teleblock definitely like failed real fast.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no kidding.
I mean that failed for members too. I think, right?
It was the
Oh, wait,
What do you mean
no.
it failed for members?
Never
it
mind,
was
never
adding
mind.
teleblock to free-to-play.
yeah.
Right here's another skip in the run. This farmer here, he has like 7 hit points. He's supposed to be a boss fight. But
And we just
as
run
you
away.
see, if we just walk away, he just despawns, and then we can dig and complete the quest.
Drop a reward casket and these coins, free coins. World 394 Falador. Get him in the next 2 minutes.
Oh, I was gonna say you opened that. I almost never opened the casket.
It's fun
Yeah, it just takes more time.
But I mean, for the plebs.
for the plebs. Leave him something on the ground.
So at this point, we should have exactly 12 quest points, I believe, which allows us to start Black Knight's Fortress
13,
on our
close enough.
second visit here.
The reason this quest actually has a quest points requirement is because one of the Gower brothers thought that the reward of 2,500 gold coins would be enough for players to make a lot of new accounts and just do this quest over and over as a money-making method. So he put a quest point requirement on it to stop that.
I did
in
not know
RuneScape
that.
Classic.
I didn't know that either. That's actually pretty cool.
That's actually true. I didn't make it up.
I was gonna say, I think during the birthday stream as well, or something like it.
Remember to drop the spade.
It's on the ground. Good looking
I
out.
think one of the Gallagher brothers mentioned that Valador or something was gonna be like members content originally.
Huh.
Because you know the long wall that separates like Draenor Village and Manor,
Mm-hmm.
and I think originally that was gonna be like Taverly Gate, and that separated free to play content and members.
Well, thank
But
goodness
don't
they
quote
didn't
me
go
on
through with that, because we have Black Knight's Fortress for the run.
Right. Falador is just part of the nostalgic experience.
Oh yeah, I can't think of free to play without it.
So right now we're just kind of packing and gearing up for Black Knight's Fortress and Goblin Diplomacy. We'll also be utilizing NPC here called Count Check. Basically offers a one-time teleport to Barbarian Village. We found this out maybe a year and a half ago? Question mark?
Yeah, it was still pretty recent. It was probably pretty soon before the last marathon, before we went Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, this is just another thing that shows how much obscure knowledge there is, even in the free-to-play version of this game.
Yeah.
This guy offers a one-time only teleport.
Just tucked away in the back of the graveyard over here. Who would ever think to use that?
We make use of the wonderful Al-Kharid Port Sarim teleport in this run.
Oh, we do.
We do.
It is back in the route.
Back in the route. That's the fucking best thing in free to play. I love it.
Yep. It was the Count Check teleport before Count Check was the thing.
Yeah.
It was like the fancy teleport.
Non-teleport teleport.
I remember when I was like a kid and I was getting the worm brain map piece, and there were people just in that jail cell like role playing. I was like, what the heck, how did you get in there? And one of them showed me.
You gotta be naughty to get sent to jail.
Hypothetically, if we did an Iron Man Dragon Slayer run, would we offer 10k for the map piece, or would we telegraph it?
The words Iron Man Dragon Slayer run just make me shudder from the get-go. That routing.
We could get 10K
so it's likely that we're gonna
Stronghold.
have. It is likely that we would have the magic level to telegraph and a law rune from killing moss giants.
Like, yeah, I mean, assuming we're doing Moss Giants for 5 hours or whatever.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we'd do like Stronghold for the 10k. But
So here's a pretty scary part of the
You
run.
need a lot more money than that.
We're gonna infiltrate this fortress, which I brought an extra food for, because I want to be super extra careful and have definitely died here in preparations before.
died, ate the cabbage, died. Yeah, things happen here.
Yeah. This one cabbage is not food. It is for the quest. I will not eat this cabbage. That is not food.
The Black Knights can hit up to a 4 on you, so we're gonna eat whenever we're at 4 health or lower.
Yeah, very important thing for running this game is memorizing max hits of creatures and monsters.
I feel like this area would be one of the most confused. Like if you've never played RuneScape and you're trying to speedrun this game, this would be like one of the areas you'd get confused in.
It's a literal maze.
Funny thing you can do here with this door is if you like frame perfect or like tick perfect, I should say, you can like teleport from entering that door to the ladder.
It's kind of our Sasquatch at the moment. We haven't figured out how to do it in a way that's repeatable, but it's happened in runs before. You just teleport from that door to the ladder. Make a big sploosh here.
Beautifully animated cutscene.
It is actually a really disgusting maze that makes up the BKF. I think during my original run of this, in which I raced against Holy Sanctum, one or both of us got lost in there at least once each, and there was a time where we were just standing there slamming a door in each other's face because we had to get through and one of us was trying to stop the other person.
I'm okay. It's got chunked to 4.
So So another dangerous part of the run here, we will take a about 2-second walk through the wilderness because it's just faster than going the other way around to the Goblin Village.
Zoop. And we're out. I want to bring up, like, what walking diagonally in this game brings us for routing, but I feel like it would just be a 30-minute diatribe that no one would understand.
Pretty much.
Walking diagonal in RPGs actually has a really rich history. And, for example, one of the earliest games where diagonal walking is very important in is NetHack. And there's actually a monster in NetHack that exists to teach this mechanic to players. It's called the Grid Bug. The Grid Bug can only attack and move orthogonally. It can't go diagonally. And this matters because, let's say you're somehow weak enough to get killed by a Grid Bug, which is almost impossible in NetHack. What you can do is you can step away from it diagonally, and that takes you 1 turn. And the Grid Bug has to spend 2 turns going to the side and upwards. And actually, in real life, if you were to sort of walk diagonally, you wouldn't be able to go as fast as in RuneScape because of how the Pythagorean theorem works. Because you see, the hypotenuse of a right triangle
Very interesting.
with both of its sides of 1 is like about 1.4, I think, or like square root of
1.4.
But you see, in RuneScape, we can just like go, and it's like math. All right.
Can I get?
I didn't come to the stream to be mathed on. I need help.
Can I get some think emojis in the chat for that?
Yeah.
Big brain RuneScape routing.
So here we see the earliest example of racism in RuneScape.
Hey man, I'm just trying to find a color that complements their eyes.
Yeah, so old school RuneScape actually does have a rich history of racism, but we're definitely not going to go into that history here.
Yeah,
All you
brushing
need to
right
know
along.
is that these goblins want a certain color, and they don't know, and they settle on the default color.
Yeah, after making me make 2 different variations, they just go with the color the armor already is.
Yeah, shoutouts to the Goblin Mail that you can get within the Goblin Village itself. If those weren't a thing, I highly doubt that we would even do the quest.
Who here has tried to put on Goblin Mail at some point?
I'd raise my
Everyone.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This does not fit my slender physique. Get a little bit of downtime here as we walk back to Falador.
Anyone got any donations from Germany they want read off?
Yeah, now would be a good time for donations, if we have any.
Long-time donator, first-time watcher. Is that how it goes? Yeah. Save the frames, kill the animals. Ugh.
We actually got out of that saving 2 food, which is much better than I usually do. And we even get the chance to bank it in a minute here.
Shoutouts to not having to buy... wait, you don't buy Asgardian Ale here anymore,
Nope.
right?
We have cut it from the route.
Yeah, shoutouts to that.
Not getting mind bombs anymore, so we might as well not stop in the bar for ale anymore.
I don't know what that guy's doing. Staring at a wall like a boss. What was that animation? Oh, that was destroying the dossier. Never mind.
Yeah.
Something we don't do because it wastes time. I think.
Here's our sweet 2.5k reward.
You warp here. Don't die.
I wanted to warp on my nice private platform up here, of course. Not almost kill myself.
Yeah.
The key mold is counted as a quest item, right? That'd be saved, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but we would lose a lot of other stuff.
Our sweet cash pile.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Sweet cash. You're not wrong.
Ooh, are RuneScape coins actually just like little gold wrappings around chocolate?
I really do see them that way.
It could be.
Especially when it's in like a 1 or 2 pile, they just look like chocolates. half second
It's
of
called
battle
Gelt,
music.
okay?
Shout out to free-to-play Castle Wars, something that nobody ever does. I don't think.
Free to play Last Man Standing as well.
Oh god, that's a thing. That's not members.
It
Play Last
exists.
Man Standing?
Oh,
It exists.
okay.
Nobody plays Last Man Standing in general.
Yeah, I was gonna say Castle Wars probably more so than Last Man Standing.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop
I guess
in a
more
quick
people-
last man standing game mid run here. Make some gold.
Last Man Standing percent. You have to win.
Oh man.
Can't Iron Man actually use LMS as a money-making method if they do the high-risk version?
You can.
you
which
can't
I
make money.
Only no, you can make money from it.
Can you?
Yeah, Iron Man can. It's really bizarre, and I didn't know it was a thing until I saw a YouTuber do it.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
You sure?
I'm 100% positive.
Like this wasn't a video from like when it first came out and wasn't patched?
No, this was like 2 months ago.
Really? That seems odd.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact about LMS. It actually originally was coded as a dangerous death, even though they said it was a safe death. And this has implications for Ultimate Iron Man, who can use places like Zora or the Volcanic Mine as a pseudo bank to store items. Because what an Ultimate Iron Man could do to actually do Last Man Standing is die to Zora. Their items would be stored at the Priestess there, and they can enter LMS. But LMS, when you die, it destroys those Zoro items.
Alright,
But
everyone look
doesn't
away
do that
here while I
here.
buy a bunch of kebabs, because this isn't in the route right now.
Another fun word chat. Is it kebab or kebab?
Kebab? Kebab? I've heard kebab.
Kebab? Kebab?
Kebab.
Kebab.
Kebab. Kebab.
Kebab?
The hard P.
Kebab? Kebab, even. Huh.
Kebab.
So
Yeah.
here's that teleport we were talking about earlier. I'm going to tell Shanty I am a bad boy and should be sent to prison, and he's going to oblige. And the prison just
We
happens
have,
to be on the other side of the map.
1.4K. Yeah. Not gonna give him any of our cash.
This is my 1.4K. I worked hard for it.
So here, apparently thieving is free to play. Because we can pick locks.
Just very slowly.
What's
Actually
the
gives-
earliest, like, in terms of attempts you guys gotten out?
3,
What's the-
maybe?
I was gonna say 3 is the earliest I've gotten.
I have no idea what the coding for that is, to be honest. It might even force you to at least do 2 or something.
Yeah. You don't
Free to
actually
play
gain
this-
experience there.
In Members Worlds, you will gain a like tiny amount of thieving experience. You get a little smidgen of it.
Mm-hmm. Shoutouts again to Sea Shanty 2, pulling us through this part of the run.
Unfortunately, it's not a very good training method. Although, I think if you made a new account that was an Iron Man and trained thieving only there on Members Worlds, you might be able to get level 99 thieving before Swampletics could get level 50 hunter.
There it is. The first
Oh.
mention.
I was taking a pool on how long it would take us to mention
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Swampletics.
Where's the donation incentive for the wizard's hat?
Oh my god, you're right. What won the donation incentive?
Blue or
hat?
black?
I think
He's
blue
actually
won.
going back.
No,
You don't have
my
any money?
coins!
Where's your money?
My
my
cash
God.
stack.
It's at the door. It's at the.
Okay.
You-
Crisis averted.
You're committed.
Blue wizard hat. Wouldn't want to let those poll results fail us. Pop that bad boy on. There we go.
Gonna say insert crab meme with high pull result. Anyway,
I'm gonna take
So-
a break here to kill a bunch of chickens.
Yeah, so if you remember earlier, Demon Slayer, we need the last P. The way we get that is by giving 25 bones to a wizard. So we need to collect 25 bones on our own, and it's also a nice place to train magic.
This grind for these 25 bones has gotten so much nicer since we get that extra magic XP from X marks the spot.
I think we've actually used almost every single chicken coop, in like at least sometime during like any route.
Yeah, the
Like-
bones are just such an awkward place to put anywhere.
We even considered doing the rats in Stronghold of Security Level 1 because they're the only rats that drop bones, but it's just not worth ever going there, really. How many items do we have in our inventory after the count check tally?
A good bunch. Because we're also spinning wool and going to Black Knight's Fortress. And then the Goblin Village.
We also don't really have a good melee weapon besides like training sword or something.
Event RPG? I don't know how much they cost.
250, I think. 250 to 300. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, and this is why routing for this game is interesting, because it's like, oh, we could change this one tiny thing. Oh, but then these 12 other things would be affected. This chicken massacre is going slow.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to fill the gap during the chicken massacre. So
So what other categories do we have for running old school RuneScape?
good question.
Did someone say camo top? Camo top's a percent?
Did somebody say that? I don't think I heard anybody say that.
Someone decked.
But-
Obtain Camo Top is the most competitive category because first and second place are 1 second apart.
You're right. I think you're right there, actually. Just objectively. So,
It actually, non-memeing, I actually think it might be the category with the most submitted runs.
love that. The RuneScape community loves their memes. Bless their hearts. So, camo top percent is just a race to get a random event as quickly as possible, a specific one. And since random events are, well, random as far as we know now, it's about as RNG as a category gets.
When that first category when that category was first added, we actually couldn't have times long enough to represent some of the longer in-game time submissions. So we had to email the speedrun.com admins to increase the maximum time of a speedrun on their website from 99 hours to 999 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, runs on the leaderboard right now range from about 5 minutes to about 28 days.
Non-camo top categories are Black Knight's Fortress percent, I suppose, as an Ultimate Iron Man or Iron Man. That's pretty self-explanatory. Just go to complete Black Knight's Fortress as Iron Man or Ultimate Iron Man. Then you have the standard tutorial island.
I have a friend here.
Someone in chat asks, now that Settled showed off how to force spawn randoms, will we see an improvement? The answer to that is possibly. The answer is probably no, though. Because
Yeah.
Jagex has recently changed how random events work. Previously, they were 100% definitely based on your farming tick. What this meant is that the random event would pop off if you do Tutorial Island under 5 minutes from first logging on. It would always show up exactly at the 5-minute mark. And so what people do to get some of the current, like, extremely fast times is log into the account, stand at the character creation screen for a certain amount of time, and then actually do the Tutorial Island very quickly with that sort of time buffer afterwards, so that when they finish Tutorial Island, they can immediately get that random event spawn.
I feel like we have
Because
like 90% of the puzzle pieces to understanding how random events work now, but we are just critically missing that last 10%, even with the great work that Swampletics, the Mortania locked Ultimate Iron Man, who decided to up the ante, has given us.
I thought you were gonna do the entire speech. I'm like, yes.
I got through as much as I could.
aeiou, you actually talked to Settled a little bit about that too.
I did,
So-
yeah. He was kind enough to reach out, and we have like 90% of the puzzle pieces. We're so close to understanding how it works, but there's a few things that just don't make sense that we haven't been able to crack yet.
I hope it's still on farm ticks, because if it's on like a random timer that we can't like ever look at, then that category might be permanently dead.
Garlic.
Hammer.
Garlic.
Interesting.
Oh, you didn't buy it?
Oh.
Did you not buy the hammer?
We got time to kill.
Do you want to go run and buy it?
I do.
Wait. Is there a hammer in the...
And the
Drain our
on-the-fly
mana?
routing begins.
Yep, here it goes.
Make sure to leave some coins. I think we need them later. Yeah. I don't know that I would take that many coins.
I think we're good.
Just buy 3 Chronicle Teleports.
Yeah.
Is it 3? Is it not 4?
It is
Well,
4, but
we only need 3. Since he's... Because I don't exactly remember the money routing past this point, and you bought 4.
we're fine. I just put 100 coins back in.
Because you need money for like the skin paste and the wig and stuff. So if you put all that back, then we're fine.
Alright, so the wiki doesn't say anything about a hammer in the Draenor Manor. So yeah,
no,
lumber just...
you gotta go buy it.
We're gonna make a quick pit stop by the Lumber's General Store. Yeah, so for anyone here who hasn't watched Settle's videos on YouTube, I cannot recommend them enough. The guy makes crazy good content about a very specific Iron Man account.
Just joined from the Reddit post, mine recapping. So basically, what is this category?
Well, we are a lot of adjectives. We're free-to-play, Iron Man, Champions Guild %. So only free-to-play worlds, only on an Iron Man account, with the goal of getting into the Champions Guild, which requires 32 quest points.
We do
Yeah,
this
so-
on a freshly made account.
Right.
So right now we are going to do Vampire Slayer, and then we just need to finish up a few quests, and then we can fight Delrith for Demon Slayer, and then that'll be the end of the run. Mistakes like this with the hammer show how hard this run can be. There's like 30 different item spawns that you can just slip your mind and forget, and they just are several minute time losses on a lot of them because of how far out of the way you have to go when you realize you missed it.
What does the percent thing mean? Percent is just kind of like an add-on. Percent is used like a lot in like any percent or like 100%. So the percent doesn't really mean much.
It's kind of become
Right.
nomenclature in the speedrunning community for like, this is the goal. Like, get this goal %, or beat this boss %. It's just sort of saying like, that's the goal of the run.
Right.
On the bright side, we get a replay of Flute Salad, so who can complain? Speaking
We
of,
did time this one. I remember Muffin did time this one. It's front doors faster if you diagonally walk, right?
that makes sense, than going in the back door of the manor.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 tick faster to go in the front door, but you have to deal with doors, so you can easily lose a tick.
So, speaking of speedrunning RuneScape in general, that reminds me, we now have all of our guides on the official RuneScape wiki. So if you go to RuneScape, or oldschool.runescape.wiki, and search speedrun, it'll take you right to our general guide on how to speedrun. The mods there have been absolutely fantastic at helping us get our guides to there, so I can't be thankful enough to them.
Nice plug. Nice plug.
Flower even linked it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's only recently been on the wiki. Wiki. There we go.
And it's a lot prettier now, so it should be a lot easier to jump in for anyone who's curious.
Here comes up the safe spot. Very new, very helpful.
Previously, the guides were actually on github.com, which is for programming, actually.
A very
Yep,
good site,
spin.
but not so beginner friendly.
So yeah, this safe spot setup is a little finicky. There we go.
And now we sit back and get our AFK content in.
Just because I'm curious, chat, how many of you knew about this safe spot? If any. Because we didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't really think. Like we thought about safe spots, but
Yeah,
it was
I
mostly like
I looked
multi-lot.
for I looked for it before by using the coffin, but there's something programmed with the coffin where your character just doesn't have the same sort of reach.
I can imagine it'd be
I
pretty
think it
useful
might
for
be
stuff
that
like
the
Dead Man mode.
coffin. There's sort of like soft corners and hard corners, and that a hard corner will obstruct vision, which prevents you from attacking diagonally over it. And the coffin is sort of hard corners. Meanwhile, that skeleton is soft corner, and you can look over it.
This whole basement has a lot of really old, interesting programming. Like, I never really noticed for a while that the boss has other attacks where he like hurts you with bats or sucks your blood, or the candles on the wall I think hurt you as well. It's just stuff that does not come up a lot. And that is a vampire dead. Now wield mithril weaponry. I'm going to celebrate by taking off all my gear and dropping it.
Yeah, so the rest of the fights in this game, which is basically just Delrith, we can't use magic on. We have to use the Silverlight. So we might as well just drop all our magic gear here.
That's a random event. He gave me a present. Oh god, that sapphire could throw things off. Mysterious old man trying to mess with my death warp here.
Champions Guild, you need 32 quest points to get in, which means we have to complete a certain combination of free-to-play quests. So we complete the fastest ones that give the most quest points.
We're about what, 80% through the run?
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're basically at the end here. We just need to finish up 2 quests and then go get the Silverlight.
Oh yeah, the witch's house safe spot. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically all the things you need for Prince Ollie's rescue is what we grab here. The beers.
Got the beers? Oh, we only got 1 beer. I see. Good call.
Yep.
Mind me as I get PK'd.
Yeah, we're taking extra caution because this is a marathon, but in a real run you would want to not switch off the PvP world most of the time, which means that you can just randomly get killed by people walking around. But it's the price we pay to go fast.
It's a good risk reward because it's more risky to do in a run, but it saves you time. 5 cooking.
Yeah, Lewis, like, I get in general how the safe spots usually work, but like, since the coffin doesn't work, it's strange. And that there's a skeleton in the corner of the room that just happens to be the correct orientation is kind of weird.
Yeah, and the fact that it's in a corner, so you have to walk on top of him to get him to walk into the corner. Not something that comes up a lot.
Oh, Hetty, you didn't know there's a door? That door's been there. Well, I think it's added in old school RuneScape.
It was that? Yeah, at some point.
It's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was in there in the original 2007.
Safe spotting enemies around corners when the enemy is only 1x1 tile only works in 2 of the cardinal directions, which makes it extra funky.
True, because they won't walk in certain directions, right? That makes sense.
It's because of like how they try to path to you and how they prioritize. I think it's east-west over north-south. It's really weird.
So here, all of Prince Ollie Rescue kind of culminates right here. There's so many different items you need in the run, so a lot of runs just die here because you forget a single item.
This is where things can come crashing down if you've made one mistake.
So we have all these items in our inventory. We can get the guard drunk, tie up Lady Kelly and then save our Prince Ali from the prison.
Have a beer, fancy one? How about 2 more? And the guard
Here's
will
a
no
fun
longer be a
fact.
problem.
The way this quest works is that the key gets deleted from your inventory when you walk into the prison cell to save Prince Ali. But you can drop trick the key to get a second one from Lady Kelly, and then drop your extra key again when you go into the cell, and you'll just have a permanent key to enter that spot,
Interesting.
which has no use outside of Deadman mode, potentially.
You're leaking your methods here, buddy.
I was gonna say that'd be a sick Deadman strat. If it was still like, active and viable.
Can you cast, like, range? Or cast magic or range through the door? Elsewise, it's a sweet recovery spot.
I wouldn't imagine it would be.
I don't know. I don't play Deadman.
Yeah, me either. No, we appreciate it, Lewis. We like it. Good convo.
Oh yeah, we hunger for questions about old school running. It's
Oh, yeah.
great to get stuff about it to think about.
If anyone's interested in talking more with us after this run about anything speedrunning old school or RS3 related, we have a Discord for both of those. If someone can post the link, maybe. We always love when anyone joins and says anything at all.
Nice segue.
Well,
Good.
unless
Good
you're a bot that's advertising stuff, we've gotten those and we've banned them.
Yes, the RS3s, I understand. Although, hear me out. The RS3 Dragon Slayer run is so sick, in my opinion.
It's better than the old school Dragon Slayer run, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's like really cool to watch. Is this an AMA? I mean,
It is now.
it can be? Question mark?
Won't answer all the questions though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you my favorite last 4 digits of my social security number.
Or the wacky 3 numbers on the back of your credit card.
Yeah, attention all OSRS gamers.
Elvarg needs your help.
Sorry, I was in the middle of a race.
What is your current opinion on the melee of speedrunning meme? What?
The what?
Is that a thing? Melee of speedrunning.
I've never heard that before.
Is it because Melee's dead?
Oof.
Oof. No. Don't burn me. I love Melee.
Being an Evo isn't everything.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Are you saying like Melee is speedrunning because it's like over centralized by something in it that is like required to be optimal in order to be competitive but extremely unfun, like playing against Jigglypuff?
That would make sense.
I mean, it could also be like the Dark Souls of speedrunning. Like, no.
There's a Dark Souls speedrun. That's
Yeah.
There's also a Melee speedrun for that matter.
There is actually. There's a speedrun for everything.
Even old school RuneScape of all things.
Rest in peace, Melee, dude. I think it's just because all of the Melee players. This is so off topic. Anyway,
This is on
I just
topic
think
as
all
it
the Melee
gets.
players. I know.
I mean,
All the Melee players just kind of hopped off, like Mewtwo King and Mango, Leffen. Plop.
I mean, Ultimate's just getting so much coverage that it doesn't make sense for them to stay on it.
Armada, PPMD Craigasm? What? Anyway, yeah.
So now we've completed all but one quest in the run, so we're gonna die and then gear up for our final fight.
And I'm a smart lad, so I've stockpiled a bunch of kebabs, so it shouldn't be so bad.
Oh yeah, when you were buying kebabs earlier, I was gonna make kebabletics joke, but we kind of already passed that point.
My kebab-locked Ultimate Iron Man.
Right.
even have my handy bread. And just for the fashionscape, we're gonna go grab some Iron Man armor.
We actually have a
it's
pretty
gonna be in armor.
fail-safe method of killing Delrith now, right? With flinching.
I mean,
Fail
luring
safe,
him in
but
the first
slow.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
right. Assuming you don't get RNG'd out.
this fight I've literally lost 5 minutes on, and it's right at the end of the run. So
Yeah.
love it or hate it, it's there. It's still a fast enough quest to be in the run.
For now.
The thing is, you can't do, like, you can't finish Demon Slayer without first finishing, like, Vampire Slayer, because you need the 20 attack.
Yeah,
That
I don't think
usually
there's any
happens
way
towards the
you
end
could
of
beat
the-
it without the 20 attack.
Wait, you can?
I don't think without the 20 attack, I don't think you could.
Oh.
It's possible you can get a lot of good rolls, but it'll just be like you have to get lucky and just
Yeah.
lose more runs at the very end of the run.
It'd be so slow. It'd be like water striking Count Draenor.
Who would do that?
Yeah, who in their right mind? No. Mm-mm.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
difficult setup coming up here. This little circle on the top right is instanced, meaning when we walk in or out of it, it kind of puts us in our own little private world. We're going to try to quickly get in an instance that gets the boss in a good position for us without taking damage. So bear with me here. This could be fast and this could be slow.
This is a single combat zone with extremely aggressive wizards that attack from range.
Looks bad, yeah. Prayer set up and re-roll this.
This quest actually foreshadows the Shadow of the Storm quest because, like, Daenath, the bad guy from that quest, is also present here, and a lot of people sort of miss that detail.
Bad roll.
so can you like if you attack Delrith,
There
can
we
you
go.
like drag him down?
Yes, we can. We
There
can
we
set
go.
him up so we have time to heal without being in combat.
Alright, so that setup wasn't terrible. We obviously lost time, but you can lose a lot more time there.
There's one hit.
I feel like if I do runs again, I'm just gonna miss having Asgardian Ale and hitting like 5s and 6s.
Yeah, it feels mental to some degree, but man, do we hit longer when we have those boosts, or hit harder.
Okay, here's the real question. Does anyone in chat remember what the incantation
Ooh, that's a
was?
critical 5. Give me that
Oh,
incantation, chat.
Wait, what? You can hit a 5 without the boost?
Aber.
I'm pretty sure you can still hit a 6, honestly.
Wow. Really?
Gabindo.
Okay,
Carlum.
that's news to me. I did not know that.
Perkai. Cameranthum.
Also, if you mess up this incantation, you kind of have to redo the entire fight. So don't mess it up. Is usually a good.
Yeah. I think in my run of this, I actually am about to beat Holy Sanctum in my race by a few seconds, but I mess up the incantation and then die in the instance.
And that is time on the run. We're in the Champions Guild with a pretty good Delrith fight.
126.
Awesome.
Looks like.
126, that's pretty
Even
good.
with the hammer, we are well underestimate.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll take that.
So
That's like an hour and 30 minutes faster than my PB, I think.
No big deal. So we had a little something extra planned if we had spare time. Does any staff want to weigh in on how much time we have to kill?
Plenty. Go ahead.
Like 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
15 minutes, I guess.
That is perfect.
All right, awesome. Looking forward to it.
We know, everyone in chat knows the best way to celebrate any RuneScape achievement is, without a doubt, a drop party. So we're going to host a little drop party. Log into my main here. And I have some stuff that I want to give away to some close friends of mine, those friends being anyone in this chat. And I think I can get, I think I could do without these items in my inventory. Does anyone want these items? Is anyone interested in these? I don't know.
Look at that fashionscape.
I'm in a free-to-play world. Hop in there for now. Let me announce my world and be nice to chat. We're gonna go to an unpopulated world so we can blow it up.
Hopefully blow it up.
Blow it up enough.
It's going to be. Is this the Falador party room we're gonna do it in?
We are. So 446, world 446. If anyone wants to meet me in the Falador party room, we're gonna start a party and celebrate a run well done.
Let me contribute to that. Actually, I'm gonna sell some random junk and get stuff out of my bank.
Yeah, anyone is welcome to throw in. The more the merrier.
Uh, 446 was it?
Yes, world 446. That's a familiar name. Muffin showing up.
I was like, I don't have members on my account.
Take a minute here.
Yeah, we have about 100 viewers, so I imagine like maybe 20 or so, if that.
Please come, guys.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Don't make it be a.
What if I
a
just
waste.
throw, I don't know. I mean, I don't need this whip. Couple rune plate bodies. Just a couple rune sets. Why don't we just get this party started? Get some people coming here.
Did you literally use up your entire cash stack?
Enough of it.
Nice.
What's better than this? And you know.
Don't go, it's a scam. Yes, we're actually on a PvP world.
Yeah, master scam. I have loaded up on kebabs here, you know, in celebration of using kebabs in the run. Some wines as well. Those
What
10
world is it
kebabs
on?
are a bit overshadowed.
446.
446, world 446.
This is actually a bigger turnout than I thought there would be.
Once the chest gets filled and the bankers start announcing it, I think we're gonna get some turn up.
Oh wow, even more people. All right.
I'm gonna be a smart boy, hide public chat.
Yeah, that'd probably be good, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case. I trust you, chat. But
No, yeah, chat's great. What do we got rolling in this box? Look at that. Someone threw in a prayer potion? Legend. Running a new category now, drop a bunch of money %.
that does beg the question, what's the biggest like drop party there's ever been?
I've heard legends of like party hat drop parties, and that blows my mind.
Back in the old days.
Yeah, back in the old days. So we got some legends have thrown in a dragon axe, you know.
Yeah, I put in a mill and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a mill in there. That's pretty good.
Thanks, Flower. Yeah, back in my day, dragon axes used to be a mill. Or more.
Throw in some more good stuff. Get some dragon boots in there. A couple trimmed green D-hide sets. Why not some god armor? Let's get that going.
I need to visit the GE. There's an important item that we're missing.
I hope it's like 1 mil bread.
Oh yes. Yes, good shout.
He's also going to get mind bombs.
Shrimp.
I've switched to full fashionscape.
It's all about that fashionscape.
I see somebody's rocking the Pride necklace, a camo.
Who do you think that is?
Is that you?
Very interesting.
That's sick. Yep.
That's the RuneScape fashionscape right there. Just everything.
Alright, look at these people. For 100 people in chat, this is actually not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And for anyone who didn't know, Old School is celebrating its 6th birthday right now, so they have their birthday banners up. The Old School version of the game has been out for 6 years. Crazy. Get some deposits in here, and I think get our first round of balloons going. Throw some D-skims in. Classic content. Let's drop some balloons. Get some items going out.
Balloon Bonza?
Bonanza.
Bonanza, there we go. There's an A in there.
So if you've not been to a drop party before, the items are in the balloons, so stomp your life out.
Oh, I got a whip already.
Quality.
Nice. Quality OSRS runner taking all the good loot.
Yeah, clearly favoritism.
Yep.
Rigged.
Shout out to the person not talking to the sandwich lady.
What's that?
I said shout outs to the person not talking to the sandwich lady.
A cold shoulder. Good stuff. Throwing some more stuff in here. More rune sets. You know, I could probably do without this fury. I'm gonna get that fury. Oh, a stack of mine bombs. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god, 352 mind bombs. That's quality.
Yeah, that's how many would buy at like 200 each.
Now, chat, let me ask you. Do you want me to throw in this? Do you want me to throw in these dragon chain bodies or this stack of kebabs? What's more important? The dragon chain bodies or the stack of kebabs?
Chat, you know it. Kebabs.
Anyone have a preference?
Do it. All at once.
All at once has been called. Calm down.
He wants it all, dude. I don't blame him, dude. If I was there, I'd want the kebabs too.
Everyone's just actually saying kebabs and not the dragon chain body. These are good people. Kebabs for everyone.
Chat are people of culture.
Chat are my people.
Yeah.
It's a pretty stacked chest. Got the power miner thrown in.
Yeah.
1,200 white berries? Wow. Oh, poison ivy. Never mind.
If we do need to move on to the next run, we can probably just continue this drop party off stream, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Stream or not, this will be going for a tiny bit here. I got some stuff to get rid of. I'm assuming we have like 5 or so more minutes, if staff wants to confirm that.
Yeah, they said 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Cool. I'm gonna dump some good stuff in. Well, let's get what's in there now flowing down. Balloons coming. And Jabro, if you're here, as promised, I have reserved you one bronze scimitar that you can pick up at your earliest convenience.
I just got 1,000 poison ivy berries.
I got 700 kebabs.
Yes.
700 kebabs stacked just on the floor. $500 to Dubro's PayPal. You got it.
Wait one moment, I can't hear you.
We're running low on time, so I think I'm gonna get the good stuff in. The kebabs just went right back in. Amazing.
These people are not.
I have this god sword here. I think I can just kind of put in. I think, yeah, I can do without it. Get a bunch of glories in there. Some of this, that. I haven't given away any party hats. Let's get in the rune skimmies, dragon boots, yada yada yada. Aram set. Oh man, I'm putting too much stuff in. Man,
I was like, yep.
All right, guys. I hate to break up the party, but we gotta get to the hot dogs. So if y'all want to give your final words.
For sure. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As we mentioned before, we got a Discord if you want to pop in and talk about old school speedrunning. Thank you to the staff here for letting us show off this game and have a good time. And I hope everyone tunes in to the rest of the runs. We have a hot dog. They have a hot dog eating run after this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my dude. Next up is a hot dog eating race. Tune into that shit.
Stay for that, please. I beg you. I'll be here for that. I'll probably be dropping items here for another 10 or 15 minutes, but stay tuned into the stream while you're picking up your items. Thank you guys for having us. That's aeiou signing out. If you guys want to sign out.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye. I'm They Flower.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for the runs, guys, and.